Hi YouTube, for today's video I'm going to be sharing this story about Jane the Killer. I'm going to be reading it to you and I hope you enjoy this. So let's continue this video. Listen, the only reason I'm going out of my way to tell any of you this is because this story, Jane the Killer, is starting to piss me off. My real name is Jane Arkensaw. Wait. AKA Jane the Killer, and this is how I met Jeff. The reason I look the way I do is why I want to kill him. When I heard that a new family had moved and across the street, I wasn't that surprised. It was a nice neighborhood and the house was upbeat where it was. I guess I was about 13 between 14 when everything went to hell. I never really talked it to Jeff when he moved it in. To be frank, I never talked it to him until that night. But it's too soon to talk about that now. My first impression of Jeff was that he was a good kid, probably got nice grades, rarely got into fights, maybe even a cool guy if he opened up to someone. His brother Louis seemed like he put family first. By the way, he sat with his brother on the sidewalk. Of course, I was just guessing at the time and really didn't put much thought into my answers. I was getting ready for school when I looked out the window and I was running late, which was unusual for me at the time in my life because I was hardly ever late for anything, especially school. I wasn't surprised when I saw Randy and his Cougars go up to Jeff and Louie on that stupid skateboard of his. Randy was nothing but a bully. He always picked it on anyone who was smaller than him. He was even the reasons why my parents drove me to school instead of the bus letting me take the bus like everyone else. Everyone had their lunch money or some kind of cash given to Randy and his goons because of some troll that he demanded from everyone. We all knew Randy's group had knives and threatened to use them on us. We even told anyone about the money they took from the other kids on the block. Everyone except the new kids. They weren't trying to imitate like the rest of us. When I saw Randy talking to them through the window, I just looked it away. It was a wussy thing to do, but I had better things to do than watch other kid hand over his money to Randy. But curiosity got the better of me, and I looked it up a few seconds later when I saw left what I saw left me speechless. Jeff was standing now, and it looked it like Randy already had what he wanted. Just sit down, I thought. Don't be stupid. Then I saw Jeff punch Randy in the face and break his waist. Oh my god, I whispered. Then I yelled, "You idiot." My parents ran down the stairs and asked what happened. Then they looked outside and saw what was going on. Jeff had already cut the skinny guy. I think his name was Kent, and he went down screaming. Toro only went down with a single punch, since my house was across the street from where Jeff and his brother were sitting. With the front of the house having big windows, we saw the whole thing, or at least I did. My parents came in the after part where Randy stole their wallet, so they didn't know the whole truth. It was disturbing watching Jeff fight. He was enjoying himself too. I felt a knot in my stomach, like something was happening that should have been, and from the looks on Louis' face, Jeff didn't do this kind of thing often. Next thing I know, I hear sirens and the new kid bolting out of there. The cops came around with the bus driver to check on the victims. It seemed they were going to be alright. You know, crap kicking all them up. Since my parents' police was no cops, even since my dad got framed by Narek cop when he wanted to draw attention off of himself. When police were I gave the case of the missing clock. It ended with my dad quickly divorced. So when we heard sirens, we went into the backyard, got into the car, and left. When my parents drove me to school, they told me very clearly that they didn't want me talking to Jeff ever. I did not disagree with them. I had art first period, so I didn't see Jeff until close to the end of school. I can still see the colors in my artwork if I think hard enough. But when I try to look at anything now, it's all seems gray. I guess that's the piece someone pays for losing their attention. I didn't see Jeff until the final period of the day. When I did, he seemed off at first. I thought he was just faking the joy so people wouldn't expect him for the cry that he did. But he really was enjoying himself. It wasn't because he was excited to be at school. I could tell that much from him. The smile he wore looking sadness to me, it was the smile of a madman. The second that rang, that bell rang, I bolted out those doors as fast as I could. Nobody but me knew what Jeff really was, a freak. The next day seemed to be passing without. Then I saw the police in front of Jeff's house. Jeff's house. Look, like they got you, I thought. Nobody could get away with something like that. You know what the neighbor watch and everything, but I was wrong with who they arrested. Instead of coming out with Jeff like I expected they would, the police came out with Louis, his brother. I was barely forming the thought of just framing his brother for the insult. When he came out of the house yelling at Louis, Louis told him I did it. I was able to hear them this time because the front door was open to my house. I couldn't hear what Louis said. It replied to Jeff's outburst, but it was difficult not what Jeff wanted to hear. A few seconds later, the police drove off with Louis, and Jeff was left outside with his mother. A few minutes later, she went inside the house and left Jack outside. Although I couldn't hear him from across the street, I could tell that he was crying. So, guys, that's all I'm gonna read. If you want a part two of this, I will neatly I will just see what I can do. But bye, have a nice day, and enjoy your special Friday.